It's interesting, isn't it? How many people tend to think that being wrong is something to fear. What if I told you being wrong is actually a treasure? It's almost like a secret hidden right in plain sight. Just think about it. What if being wrong is simply an opportunity for growth? A doorway that opens to something even greater. It's like you're walking down a path. When you make a mistake, it's just a little detour that leads you to an even better place. Now imagine for a moment, it's absolutely okay to be wrong. In fact, when you embrace the possibility of being wrong, you invite others to share their perspective. And guess what happens next? They correct you with honest, accurate information. It's as if their words are guides, a beacon, leading you to new knowledge you might have missed. And as they correct you, there's a natural deepening of connection, because when you allow others to be your teachers, you make the conversation richer, more meaningful, and deeply connected. This act, this willingness to be wrong, is actually one of the greatest ways to build trust. It's like a dance, really. Imagine two people moving together, one leading, the other following. Now sometimes one may step slightly off the beat, but it's only by shifting together the flow becomes smoother, more graceful. And isn't it amazing how, in that moment of correction, you're not just learning from them, you're also showing them something. You both are growing together. So every time you're wrong, it's like an invitation to connect more deeply, an invitation to understand each other's truths. And that's how communication thrives. When you let go of the fear of being wrong, and you welcome the wisdom of others. What happens when you embrace the idea that being wrong doesn't mean anything bad at all? You start to notice. You can easily say, I don't know. And in that openness, you invite others to share. It's like the difference between a closed door and an open one. When the door is open, all the beautiful, insightful things, they can flood in. And as it turns out, the more open you are to correction, the more trust you build. It's a loop, an infinite loop of connection, learning and understanding. The more you allow, the more you gain. Because it's funny how the mind works, isn't it? Often we believe embarrassment is something to avoid, a sign of weakness even. But what if embarrassment itself is simply a sign that you're stretching? That you're stepping into new territory, learning something new, or challenging yourself. It's a sign you're alive, growing, expanding. And when you embrace that feeling, it's no longer a trap. Instead it becomes a guide, telling you you're on the right track. It's almost as if embarrassment is a signpost on your journey to deeper understanding. And once you realise that, once you recognise being wrong isn't a failure, just a step on the path, you start to release the pressure of being perfect. Perfection, after all, is a myth. It's in the imperfection that beauty and growth emerge. When you free yourself from that myth, you give yourself permission to be exactly as you are, in this moment, with all the knowledge that you have, and all the wisdom you're about to gain. You see, when you allow yourself to be wrong, you're not only opening the door to others to correct you, but you're opening the door to a new kind of freedom. Freedom to be human, to learn and to connect. And the beauty of communication lies in this very thing, the willingness to be wrong, and to let others be the teachers, guiding you in ways you might never have expected. In fact, think about the last time you were wrong, really wrong, and someone corrected you. Did it feel bad, or did it actually feel good? Did it make you feel closer to them? Maybe even stronger, because you shared a moment of honesty, of truth. And with each correction, there's this beautiful exchange of knowledge that deepens the connection between you. It's almost like you're both working towards the same goal together, understanding growth and trust. It's a relationship in motion, isn't it? Now imagine a situation where everyone is afraid to be wrong. What happens? Conversations get shallow, distant. There's no room for connection because Everyone is trying so hard to be right. But when you let go of that fear, when you release the need to always be right, something amazing happens. You start to connect with people on a much deeper level. You start to see them for who they truly are, as they see you for who you truly are. And so, as you go forward, remember this. Being wrong, it isn't the end of the world. In fact, it's just the beginning of something better. A chance to grow, a chance to connect, and a chance to become even more of who you truly are. It's a gift. A simple yet powerful gift, because in that willingness to be wrong, you open the space for truth, for understanding, and most of all, connection. Because isn't it fascinating how the simplest things, like being wrong, can lead to the deepest, most meaningful exchanges? And when you let go of fear, you might discover that what's wrong can often be the gateway to something right.